Hey there fellow adult collectors, welcome back. David Eon here with another unboxing for you. I just received this and I'm kind of surprised. As you can already tell, this is the Man-at-Arms 1/6 scale figure exclusive version from Mondo. Mondo, who is best known for t-shirts, posters, and vinyl of all things. But yes, they do produce from time to time 1/6 scale action figures, including the Masters of the Universe, and they're the only company really doing this. Box took a lot of hits though, and this box to me looks a little flimsier than the normal box that they use. It feels thinner. Does that make any sense? It feels like it's gotten thinner. So they might have skimped on packaging a little bit, and it's like, guys, you know, charge me the extra $1 or $2 and give me better packaging, just saying. But we're gonna dig right into this and get going with this unboxing and review of this figure. This is the Man-at-Arms, and I'll give it to them for this though. This is the fastest that they've gotten any figure out. Usually you gotta wait a few months. This went up for pre-order like last month, and it's already available. And as you saw, this is the exclusive version. There are two versions. There's the regular retail market version, which is the one that you're going to get at Big Bad Toy Store or at Sideshow and other retailers. But then there is the exclusive version, which you can only get if you buy it directly from Mondo, and that's this one. And this is a very heavy box. This box has got some weight to it. And as you can see, that is Castle Grayskull. Castle Grayskull on the box art. And I do like their box art. Again, they are known for posters, and they're really good about artwork. And they didn't skimp on the artwork on these sleeves. Slide this out. And there's Duncan. I love that orange. And that orange color just really kind of pops with Duncan there. I like that. And there should be a color version on the back side of this box. There's the exclusive moniker to let you know this is the exclusive. And we come around to the back, and here is your full color version of that artwork. Very nice. Just let you soak that in for a second. Standing on one of the hover robots there. So let's go ahead and get into this package. This is another series, by the way. A lot of people, when the first one came out, and that was the He-Man, this is a magnetic closure, by the way, so you can just open it up and see him there. You can't see him very well, but we're going to get into this. This is one of those series where when it first came out, people were like, they didn't like the He-Man, which was the very first one in the series. They weren't too keen on the He-Man. People are very picky, but as they have progressed, the figures, in my opinion, have continued to get better and better, especially when it comes to the sculpting. The last two that I did was the Scareglow, and then, of course, the Merman, and the Merman was just an outstanding sculpt. The Merman's sculpt was incredible. I'll take this out of the way, and I'll take this shell off so you can get a better look at him, and then we'll just take the whole thing apart. Oh yeah, I forgot, they do tape this. I'm trying to lift the shell off, and I forgot they usually tape those edges. There we go. Good look at the Man-at-Arms in there. But I'm going to pull him out and stand him up and put all of the accessories out and take a look at everything that we got going on here. So why don't we just cut away to that. And we are back with our 1/6 scale Mondo Man-at-Arms out of the package. A lot of detail went into the sculpting of this figure and this armor right off the bat. So far he looks pretty impressive, real steampunkish actually, right across there. In a moment we'll be taking a look at his articulation and everything, but I've just kind of got him set up on the stand here really quickly, and then we'll look him over a little bit and then get on to the actual testing of his articulation and taking a look at the accessories and other things. Kind of a G. Gordon Liddy look there. But as I was saying, I'm kind of a fan of the Mondo 1/6 scale Masters of the Universe. I'm glad they've been able to retain the license, because there's been a lot of back and forth about the licensing with Mattel recently as they've reeled it in so that they could restart their Origins series. So they took away licensing from Funko and then gave it back. They took away licensing from Super 7 and have not given it back. And you know, it's just as well, because it gets kind of frustrating with so many different companies making pretty much almost the exact same figures. But Mondo is the only one really doing 6th scale. Of course, the Matty Club did 6th scale mock-ups of the original Masters of the Universe Mattel packaged figures, so they look like blow-ups of the original ones. Those didn't go over too well. they're not that popular. Look at that shoulder pad. Lots and lots of detail. I'm a little concerned about the loincloth though. Just by handling it, when I picked it up, the loincloth felt very, very thin. So we'll see. I'm a little concerned about the stand. And I'll give it back to them again about the stand here, because I've had problems with Mondo stands. These ball hugger stands that go up between the figure's legs, I don't like them anyway. But the Mondo ones, they didn't clamp very well. Where it connects here, they didn't clamp very well, and so they would tend to topple over. And when we go and we see the other figures, when we put this one away, you'll see that my first couple of Mondos, which is the He-Man and the Skeletor, they are not on those stands because the stands would fall apart. But they've gotten better about that. Let's take a look at the accessories. Got a nice holster, leg holster here for the pistol with 2 straps, and they are buckling straps. These are not Velcro. These are actual buckling straps that I'm going to have to undo and refasten to attach it to his leg. So a lot of thought went into that part of it. The pistol, which is probably the same laser pistol that's come with a couple of the other figures, but you know, that's all right, and that should fit right in there. Well, it should fit. There we go. I guess it goes this way. It fits in reverse when you go in like that direction. It doesn't want to go this way. It doesn't look like it wants to. But that's the way that I would think it would fit. And it looks like it's fitted for that, because that looks like the part for the end of the scope, unless that's just so tight that it won't go in right. And I don't want to force it, you know. I think it's supposed to go this way, and it's just not fitting. I'll have to finagle that a little bit more. A sword with some cuts and scratches in it that look like it is battle worn. I like that effect. And these are solid pieces. It's not like with a lot of times 6 scale figures, the accessories are so thin and flimsy they feel like they're going to break. These don't. These feel solid. A shield, and this is heavy. This has got some ounces to it. It matches the armor. A lot of scuffs and scratches on it. There's the handle for the inside of the shield. I like this shield. An armband And it's, I think it's an armband. It looks like an armband. And it's got a stretchy apparatus for attaching it. And he has also a pair of goggles with that same elastic kind of apparatus. Now, here's a laser rifle. I'm pretty sure we've seen this before with other unboxings. That looks like the same laser rifle repainted. And then the helmet. There's a helmet here that goes on the head that's currently on the figure. And you see they even detailed the inside of the helmet. So there is Duncan's helmet. This is a head that is supposed to more closely resemble the Filmation head. And this head does not come out. It's attached into this helmet mold. It's not going anywhere. I suppose I could probably force it out because it looks like it's glued in. But I bet you if I took it out, there's nothing up here. But that's your more Filmation style head. This is the exclusive. This is one of the two exclusives that come with the Mondo version. The Snake Man-at-Arms head. Because you know at one point, according to the storyline, Duncan gets turned into a snake man. And he becomes Snake Man-at-Arms. I like that head. I don't know if I'm going to use this one or one of the other ones. Several extra sets of hands. And I'm going to call Mondo on this. First, a little praise and then a little kick in the butt here. They always have these really thick wrist pegs, and that's a huge problem with 6th scale and even 12th scale figures. These pegs are super thin and they break. These are gigantic pegs, and I like that. What I don't like is when you cut corners and instead of giving them gloves, you just take another pair of hands and paint them green, or else I wouldn't be able to see the fingernails. You could have sculpted some gloves for this figure, but you didn't. You painted over an existing set of hands for some other figure. Although these two hands do look unique, I can't imagine that his gloves are so form-fitting that you can see his veins and fingernails and everything through them. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I might be reading a little too much into that, but that's how it looks to me. Hulk hands. Oops, I dropped one. Got Hulk hands. That's what it looks like. And these are gripping hands, obviously. And that other one was a trigger finger hand. A mace with a strap. And nope, that's not Velcro. It's just the way they closed it up. But a mace with a strap, and this is a heavy piece, and it's got something in it. It's like a baby rattle. Look at that. Wait, what? The ball moves around. Do you see that? Is it just not in there right, or is it supposed to open? I don't know. But there's something in there. Like sand or something. And another exclusive piece that comes with this figure specifically is the Orko hiding inside of a pot as an accessory. I like that because, especially in Filmation, there was a bit of a little rivalry between Orko and Man-at-Arms, you could say. They weren't like enemies or anything, but Orko really got on Man-at-Arms' nerves quite a bit. So I like that accessory. That's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and take him off the stand and test his articulation. And again, these are very heavy, solid figures. This is a heavy piece. They're not light at all. So head movement, single joint for the neck. Tilt isn't bad at all. Up doesn't work so well. Down does. But lifting his head up, he's not going to look straight up. He only forward. Forward is as far as he's going to go. change out a head. It's got a nice big peg on there, so it shouldn't be too hard. And we'll go ahead and put the Snake Man-at-Arms head on there. Or try to. Tight fit, but it's on. And it looks good, but the helmet restricts a lot of that neck movement. So down and turning, but you're not going to get any more tilt. Raising the arms. Most of the articulation should be the same as the other figures. You know, this good articulation mostly. Single joint at the elbow, bicep twist and turn. These gauntlets do come off. If you pull the hand out, the gauntlet will come off. Wrist rotation and movement is good. Maybe they went ahead and just did the fingernails because of the whole Snake Man head. I don't know. This is on a ball joint. See it up in there? So you can actually pull that completely off if you wanted to. But that's about as high as you're going to get the arm with the shoulder pad in place. It's got that big gauntlet. This additional piece over the hand, it is an additional piece, it will come off. Restricts a lot of that hand and wrist movement. I'm willing to bet that this gauntlet and elbow pad probably come off. I could try changing out the hand here. Comes off easy enough. Yep, the whole thing comes out. So you can do that. You can give him the trigger finger hand here perhaps. Or I want to put that piece back on his hand, actually. But hand changes are pretty simple, as you can see. That ab crunch, I doubt it's going to be there. He's designed for it because it's the same mold for all the bodies. But he's not going anywhere. Side to side and forward and backward, forget it with this thing on. Twist and turn is good. This belt does come off. You can see where it's connected right there. And so does the loincloth, because underneath he's got the traditional little fur underwear that they always wear in case you wanted to go with the classic Man-at-Arms head. Forward and backward hip motion is about average. Actually, it seems kind of restricted going forward. Splits are pretty good for when Man-at-Arms is doing his dance routine. Double jointed knees. There you go. And it probably sounds worse than it is because I'm like right up in the camera, and so the camera's picking up all the creaks. But they all have basically the same exact bodies. He's got this big piece on his leg. I'm not sure if that'll come off or not. Naturally, that's restricting the ankle movement. But the, you get your side to side there. But these have like weird feet anyways, where it's got this, see how it's like an odd kind of a way that it twists. Forward and backwards just not there. So you're not moving around that left foot too much. There's your articulation. You know what? Let's go ahead and get him into the museum and line him up with the other 6th scale Masters of the Universe Mondo figures and see how it looks. And here we are down in the Open by Chance Museum, and these are the wrong Masters of the Universe. I'm in the wrong section. Coming this way is where we're going to find the Mondo lineup. You see there's a lot of renovation going on. Still have some gaps to fill. But here are the Mondo 1/6 scale figures. And here is the new 1/6 scale Man-at-Arms in his new home. And he is a big, heavy figure. I do like the goggle look. I'm still kind of torn between this head and the Snake Man-at-Arms head. Problems? The mace is very heavy. So heavy, in fact, that when you lift his arms, and it took me a minute to get it right, it will actually pull the wrist joint out of the socket and fall. That's how heavy it is. Very heavy. Another thing too is this ball hugger stand. It sticks out so much that it pushes the loincloth either in the front or the back. And I'm just worried about that material getting worn out. The straps, I did get the strap on, and I did manage to get the pistol in the holster where it belongs. These buckles are difficult to work with. The buckles themselves are very, very thin plastic. And so working the strap in and out of them, I was kind of uncomfortable. I was afraid I was going to break that buckle. But I did manage to get it buckled to his hip without damaging them. Now, here's the traditional head and the snake man-at-arms head. And then, of course, Orko. There is a spot in the back where the sword and the rifle can fit. It sheaths into the back. I'll go ahead and I'll turn him around so that you can see that better. See how that works? It's like a plug, and these two slots, they pull out to the sides, and then you can close it. This kind of slides in and out without much of a problem, but you can lock these in there onto this bolt in his back so that he can carry them. And you see how I got him seated on there. I may actually take him off this stand altogether. You see the problem I'm having already? Take him off that stand altogether and put him on a regular traditional doll stand like I've had to do with the He-Man and Skeletor. And again, it was because the Mondo stands, the way that they were constructed, it just didn't stay latched, and so the figures were always falling over. I prefer them on those type of stands than the Mondo stands. I don't like stands that go up between a figure's legs anyways. And again, as I had mentioned earlier, and you know, there's that pistol, and there's that rifle, and there's the rifle again, you know, repainting accessories. But as you can see from the first figure, He-Man, as they have progressively worked their way through the series, the sculpting just gets better and better. Skeletor, Faker, the Merman, which is probably got to be one of my favorites here. Merman is just outstanding. Especially his extra head there, the reptilian sort of a head, and the classic Merman head. Scareglow, who does glow. Very popular figure. And now we've got Man-at-Arms added to the lineup again. Not sure which head I'm going to go with. I may even change his pose. But I like the way he looks overall. Next in the series should be, and you know, don't quote me on this, but Mondo has hinted, and they've already done the prototype for it, that Hordak is next. Hordak, and then they've shown sketches for Trapjaw and She-Ra. I'd be really curious to see how they do Trapjaw. What do you think? What do you think of this figure? And prices have gone up a little bit on these since the beginning, but we're seeing that all across the board in the adult collector's market. And one thing I will say also, if you intend on getting any figures, if you're able to, when they first come out, when you do your pre-orders, go directly to Mondo. Don't go to Big Bad Toy Store or Sideshow or anything like that. See if you can get the Mondo exclusive that's only available on their website first, so that you can get the extra pieces. Like I said, that's how I got the Snake Man-at-Arms head and the Orko. The difference is usually only like $5. You know, I think it's worth it to pay the extra $5 to have the option. Like with the Faker, the torn kind of Terminator face here was the exclusive that was extra $5. It's well worth it, I believe. But let me know what you think. Is this a figure you're interested in? Did this review help you to make a decision one way or the other? Let me know in the comment section down below. Is this one that you're thinking about? Are you a fan of the Mondo? Are you a fan of Masters of the Universe? Let us know in the comment section down below. Please do give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of it. I hope that you did. Share it if you can. Subscribe if you're new. Check out some of the other videos if you have not. I do a lot of unboxings of mostly modern figures, 6-scale figures, and Mezcos, rather. I almost said Mondo again. Mezcos and things like that, and showcases of vintage figures, toy discussions, and other things that we do on Open by Chance, and we hope that you'll join us. So what more can I say but thanks for watching, and we will see you again soon.